Group 3 of the round of 16 in the Manifold TCG Promotional League continues. Placement match A was just brilliant. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. But now we're here with placement match B. I am Brad. With me here is Adam. Adam, who is in this game?
Hey everyone. Today we've got Steven versus Sean. Steven is playing a Rylo EM-Urgent attachment deck, which could be the most aggressive deck in the room, except Steven has a weird, interesting take on it.
Yeah. So if you watched any of the preseason player appreciation opens, I apologize for the video quality on those. You'll see a lot of Rylo EM-Urgent that are just go, 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 kill you as fast as possible. I'm out of cards in hand. Are you dead? No. Okay, I'm dead. Steven will never play a deck like that. Steven is, he won a PAO. He thinks he's one of the better players in the game. He wants to play a deck that's going to give him a lot of options. And so in this build, he has continued training and energy retracer.
And a decent amount of removal.
Yeah, so I think his position is EM-Urgent means his attachments aren't going to trade down because he's going to get an activation out of them. Rylo's going to be aggressive, rolling red, 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 and is going to kill his opponent, steadily. And that means he gets the opportunity for his cards to be more controlling because I think he thinks he starts stronger than his opponent.
Yeah, which is a very cool way to take this. On the other side, we have a very different yellow-red deck. Sean is playing Chryssy and Athena. Chryssy forces your opponent to kill all your other heroes first, which means Chryssy's going to end the game as your last hero. And so Sean's built a deck where he's putting a bunch of dice counters on Chryssy, knowing that the dice counters are safe from removal, can't be removed, and they're safe on Chryssy until the very end of the game.
And in the round of 32, Sean gave us some absolutely ridiculous games. One of the things he did time and time again was just dig in with a whole bunch of dice still in his pool. And he won those games. He's here in the round of 16.
Yeah.
And the other thing is he turned this into a rend deck because he was using rapid deployments. Are there rapid deployments in the list this time?
2 rapid deployment.
He was using rapid deployments and battle readies with green dice on Chryssy to modify into Rend 2 and rend out his opponent at the top of the round. It was very, very strange.
You should go watch that video. It's awesome. And he won those games.
There were 3 of them, right? He lost one of those games.
Yeah.
But anyway, Sean is an enigma. He's going to play a different game than I'm prepared to watch. And let's see if Steven can handle that.
Absolutely.
All right, we are down to the table. While our players get their locales and all that jazz, I want to really ask you guys, thank you for watching this content. I see the views. I post this and I get 10 views within an hour, which might not sound like a lot, but I've been a small-time YouTube maker for a long time, and this is finally content that people are actually tuning in for.
Yeah.
So thank you for that. And if you like this content, help other people find it. Let's get this game to more people.
Yeah. Manifold Promotional League. The point is the promotion. We're trying to show this to as many people as possible, and theoretically you want more people to play this game so that it survives and you have more people to play against. So please help us out there.
All right, Sean has won the die roll, and he starts by playing a Volmer Circus.
Volmer Circus is a card that has grown on me so much.
Mostly because of what Sean did with it in the round of 32.
Yeah, absolutely. So 2 white counters are going to be placed here on Chryssy, which will survive until the end of the game. And the Circus itself just rolls a black dice, but the modify ability on it is actually pretty solid.
And this thing has 4 durability. So if Steven wanted to do anything about it, the thing he would do is a meltdown, which feels terrible. So instead, Steven's going to play a Chain Plasma Rifle.
Chain Plasma Rifle is like the red attachment aggro card. 2 red dice, don't need anything else. It just does that.
Oh, great. So we had a dice that was not rolled into the tray.
And what's the rule, Brad?
The tournament rule is that you must roll with intention. Now, this is interesting because Steven clearly intended to roll the dice, but the judge ruled that he intended to roll the dice into the tray, so it not landing the tray was not with intention.
Great. I love it. So Sean, on the other side, is going to activate Athena. Looks like he forgot to use Athena's trigger when Volmer Circus was played. It's okay. Hopefully that doesn't end up really biting him. And Steven will draw a card. Steven likes to play with slightly differently. You'll notice that Steven has that purple dice sitting right underneath his EM-Urgent. Steven usually keeps all of the dice that his objects roll right in play there. So if you see that, don't worry about it. That's just whatever dice that object rolls.
And honestly, we're lucky that he's using official Manifold locales.
Yes.
We asked him to before the promotional leak, you know, because we want to show you the assets. But they are tokens, and anything that all the players agree upon is legal. And Steven very often uses Pokemon energy.
Yep. And he's got those Lego shields you see off to the side. Those are going to be his shield tokens, I'm sure.
Yeah, this boy accessorizes.
Yes. So Hidden Blade here is very interesting. So Hidden Blade is swift to play, and it's an attachment, meaning EM-Urgent will activate whatever he attaches Hidden Blade to, which means Steven's able to pay 2, play this Hidden Blade, activate Rylo, use Rylo's trigger, and now it's Steven's turn.
And Hidden Blade is always a powerful card. It's very good in aggressive decks. It's especially good with EM-Urgent.
Yeah.
And that's why I was absolutely floored that Steven only has 2 of them in his deck.
Yeah, I mean, right here, he probably just didn't have another 2-gem play that made that much sense. And later on, when it takes a shield off at a pivotal moment, it'll be good. You don't need the third one necessarily.
Yeah, that's fair. But now there's only 1 left in his deck.
Yeah.
And at some point, he's going to want to find it.
Yeah, it's probably true. So Sean here is going to activate Velmer's Circus, which will remove a dice to modify 1, that blue dice, into shield 2. And Steven on the other side will modify into damage.
And I'm only going to say it once this video. I'm only going to say it once per video. Maven has informed us that he prefers his name pronounced of Welmer. That's just too much work. We're not doing that.
That is too much work. Oh, that's awesome. Sean is going to spend his energy and that dice showing shield and the dice showing draw in order to deal 4 damage to Rylo. That shield was just a trick.
Yeah, so Sean has these 2 energy dice, these 2 white dice is his primary contribution to his board this round. And he has 2 generally useful energy abilities. Mm-hmm. He has resolve up to 2 dice as they show physical damage and draw 1. Steven's energy abilities, terrible.
They do nothing, yeah. They very well might pick up that Hidden Blade later in the game.
Oh!
Yeah, that's always an option. But other than that, Steven's not going to be doing much with energy.
Yeah, there's any world in which he activates his EM-Urgent and finds an energy and swiftly activates Rylo. That could happen.
Yes.
But it's not enthralling when it does.
So our players have resolved all their damage dice, a couple draw, shield here and there, and now that the dust has settled, each player has dealt 7 damage. That's a fair game.
But if you'll notice, I was going to say 7 damage. Sean got to do 7 damage wherever he wanted. Steven was forced to do 7 damage not where the white counters are.
Yes.
Although Sean did not do the 7 damage where the chain plasma rifle was. So
I suppose. It's
possible that advantage that Chryssy yields, Sean might have decided that the red from Rylo is just more important.
You know, this game is very close.
Yeah.
Perfectly fine round 1. Steven is going to start by just activating that EM-Urgent the old-fashioned way, rolling 4 damage and 2 modify. And Sean on the other side looks like he's making space to play a card. I don't see... Okay. He pulled a continue training up, and yep, here's a continue training for Sean.
Yeah, so Sean was in a spot where I think he wanted to frag grenades the chain plasma rifle, but the chain plasma rifle got activated right away.
Chain plasma rifle's also shielded. That little Lego shield. I think Steven shielded 2, both Rylo and the CPR, and then dug in on EM-Urgent last round.
Oh, well, that makes what I was going to say make less sense.
Yep.
Oh, Sean's like, wait, okay. Let me do my triggers.
Yep, so continue training here for Sean. We'll put a black counter on Chryssy right there. And then, whenever he plays a structure, Athena gets to activate, so he's going to roll those dice. Steven just jumped the gun a little bit and played a detonate mines on the continue training, which will almost assuredly be, So technically, Steven now gets to decide if he wants to do that, and yes, he will. So the continue training goes away. It's a 2-for-3 gem trade in Steven's favor, but Sean does keep the black counter. So
right, which we would generally cost at 1 gem.
Yeah. So things are fine.
Yeah, man, this game is well balanced.
Yeah. So, okay, neat. Sean does have a heirloom Cittern in his hand, but it's kind of awkward if you wanted to play it right now.
He also has a meltdown in his hand, but he opted to spend 2 rubies on the continue training.
Sure. So either way, he'll find another use for yellow, red later in the round. He'll just activate Chryssy here, rolling a pile of dice. Only 2 damage.
I bet he plays the heirloom Cittern. I'm remembering, he had such not erratic, because he was consistent. His gameplay in round 1 was so different from what I expected.
Sure.
And I think I remember him using continued trainings and heirlooms of turns on exhausted heroes multiple times.
Sure. So Frag Grenade is going to be Steven's play. He's going to play it here on Rylo, and now he has a pile of triggers he can do. So it looks like he's going to activate Rylo before with EM-Urgent's trigger before choosing where that 2 damage goes. Although it's going into Athena.
Yeah,
So Rylo's activation here. Rylo gets a trigger if Steven wants to use it. And we'll see in a sec if he does.
So the aggro deck, Rylo EM-Urgent, did 7 damage in round 1 and is virtually guaranteed to grow that value to 9. So if somehow Athena doesn't die this round, that's a crazy world.
I mean, Athena's at 7 health and Steven's showing 8 damage.
Yeah.
So
now the onus falls to Sean. Can you figure out how to trade with Rylo? If Sean can trade with Rylo, then Sean's going to be in a commanding position.
I agree.
If Sean can't trade with Rylo, then he's going to find himself with a little bit of a hill that he has to climb.
Yep, those hero breakpoints, when heroes get defeated, regardless of exactly how much damage you're doing, matter a lot.
And if you ask the developers, they would say that Chryssy is the counter to the flagship mirror.
Sure, because you can stack up Chryssy and your flagship doesn't get traded back on.
So now, Sean successfully resolved an energy for using Athena's ability to deal 4 damage to Rylo just before she died.
Yep.
Which is devastatingly important.
Yes.
Now Rylo only has 4 life left. Sean's not showing any more damage, but he can find 4 damage from here.
Yes, he's got Modify on the Velmer Circus. He's got 3 gems for something. I think I saw a Contraband Dealer in Sean's hand.
Oh, that would be very good.
Yeah, it would. So I guess we'll see later in the round. Steven's just going to be... Steven modified into shield. There we go.
Yeah, Steven already got the kill that he needed this round, and now he needs Sean to not be able to trade back.
Yep. So Contraband Dealer will be what Sean plays, which will turn those 2 blank dice into green dice. And Steven will just resolve out the rest of his damage. Shield 1, or not damage, dice, I mean.
Which is mostly damage.
Yeah, so Shield 1 on Rylo, and eventually we'll deal 1 damage to Chryssy.
So the Contraband Dealer here is going to effectively roll 4 dice. It's going to roll black-white, and then it's going to turn 2 blanks into green-green.
And Sean needs 6 damage. 1 for the shield, 1 for Steven's dig-in shield. And then 4 damage on top of that to deal.
But he also has a pocket modify on this Velmer Circus, which is even a little bit better than that.
And he found 4 draw. Okay, that's not 4 damage.
If Athena was still alive, he would be able to make an energy, and he would be able to find lethal here.
Yeah, but instead he has to jump through a few hoops. Okay, so Circus here is going to be activated. We'll roll a draw, not what he needs, and modify 1. What are we modifying?
I think you're modifying the green 1 damage, 1 draw, and do a 2 damage.
Yep.
And then you're gonna tactical reroll, I think, red, green, black?
Sure.
Because it would be kind of nice to re-roll to resolve a draw too. But also finding a modify on the black is a 3rd useful face.
And finding a 1 damage. Yeah. No, you're right. You're just right.
Right. Yeah. The other 2 faces are the 1 damage faces.
Yes. So 1 damage here will take off Rylo's shield, and Steven will dig in. And now it's on Sean to find 5 damage. So a tactical reroll. He will choose red, green, green. And what do we get? A pile of damage.
Yeah, that's take out your shield and lethal.
Okay. So Sean will be able to take out Rylo, which makes this a very solid trade. So Rylo goes down. I mean, we only lose, Steven only loses a Hidden Blade and
the Prestige. Right, it's 4 dice.
Yeah, it's not like a bunch of gem investment or something. But Steven's board is smaller, and Sean gets to keep his dice counters around.
Yeah, suddenly Steven's rolling 4 dice and Sean is rolling 9.
Yeah.
And yeah, a lot of Sean's 9 dice are boon dice, not premium dice. But Contraband Dealer goes a long way towards mitigating that issue.
Certainly does. All right. 16 health, 15 health. Pretty close there. We get to see who is going to come out ahead. This game looks very... I'm excited about how this game is going to continue.
Yeah, given that Rylo was defeated, I would give Sean the advantage here, but it's not a dramatic advantage.
Yep.
And if this round ends with both players at like 4 or 6 life, that's exactly the kind of game that EM-Urgent wants to play.
Agreed. So Steven's going to start with an Enthusiastic Harmonist this round. Very solid rate. And is just something where once Meltdown then is going to take out the Chain Plasma Rifle, which means Steven's not rolling many dice at all.
And these dice are not aggressive.
No, they're not.
Blue, purple, black, black is like 3 damage is a reasonable output from here.
And Steven rolls 2 blanks. Okay.
No, Steven has not had to tactical reroll into Oblivion. So he still has 4 or maybe even 5 cards in his hand.
Right.
And it only takes one tactical reroll to make, to cover up a dice roll like that.
Right. But Sean's going to roll a bunch of damage.
Sean's going to roll a lot of damage.
Yep.
That's 6.
Yeah, 6 damage. Okay, good start. Continued training will be the play for Steven, putting a black counter on EM-Urgent. And Sean will pull a Disrupt Communication out of the back of his hand. Okay, trade with that continued training.
And this time he's trading down.
Sure.
Steven got to spend Detonate Mines on it, which we discussed was roughly a fair trade. This is 3 gems for it. But you're happy trading down if you're reducing the standard deviation when you have a lead.
Yes, Sean is winning this game on board, and therefore he wants to maintain the status quo. Let's see, Steven has a Follow the Trail here, which will take out 2 of Sean's damage. And Steven will put a Sentinel token into play.
What is that?
I don't even know what game that's from. But that there is a Sentinel token.
I can tell you lots of games that's not from.
Yeah.
Is it Gundam?
Maybe.
Ooh, okay, so Steven resolved Modify 2 to turn his 2 blank dice to any side, and he opts to find a draw and not just a straight 5 damage.
Right. Which tells me that his hand isn't very good. He's got 2 cards that he probably doesn't have much meat. He doesn't have just like a Chain Plasma Rifle, his 1 Mercurial Costume, too cute to die. He doesn't have those type of things.
Yeah, and one of the rules is if the path that you're on is to you losing, do something else.
Yeah.
And Steven plays a lot of card games. Steven knows macro theory quite well. So he can look at his hand and he can be like, this is going to win the game in 2 rounds and I lose the game in 1 round, so I got to do something about this.
Yes. So Steven's going to get a couple damage in here and draw. And Sean will use the Contraband Dealer to make a bunch of damage. So, okay. Oh, this is a cool moment. If Steven digs in, he eats 2 damage. Because Sean will have to use a 2 in order to break the shield. If Steven activates the Sentinel, Sean gets in for 4 damage. So Steven's kind of trading 1 damage for 2.
That's one way to look at it, but also going into the next round shielded is really good for Steven.
Yeah.
I think if Steven thinks that next round is the last round of the game, then he wants to activate a Sentinel. And if he thinks he's trying to get to round 5, then he wants to dig in.
So Steven is going to opt to activate the Sentinel, dealing 1, letting Sean get in for 4, which means Steven will dig in to go into this next round shielded, and Sean gets to draw 2. Sean will also roll that Velmer Circus, rolling a Modify, which does nothing.
So this is really neat because it's possible he was just hedging. I said Steven just played that way like he thinks this is the last round of the game.
Mm-hmm.
If this is not the last round of the game, EM-Urgent is the advantaged hero anyway.
Okay.
So it makes a lot of sense for Steven to play like this is the last round of the game.
Yeah.
Because he's already hedging. He has a built-in advantage if that turns out not to be true.
Sure. Cool. All right. So going into round 4, both of our players are at 9 or 10 health. Both have some stuff in play, but not an overwhelming advantage one way or another. I'm pretty happy. I want to see how this game goes.
Have you noticed that these red-yellow decks have played literally 0 of the same cards?
Oh, is it literally 0?
No, I mean, the decks have some of the same cards, but the cards played?
Yeah,
they've been
entirely
completely different.
That's really cool. Yeah. There's a red-yellow doesn't mean something specific in a set as evenly balanced as Terran Sentinel. So you can do a lot of different things with a red-yellow deck compared to a different red-yellow deck. Steven's going to activate EM-Urgent with a Chain Plasma Rifle, triggering EM-Urgent. Rolling 4 damage and a Modify. That's pretty good.
Yeah, if that Modify is 2 damage, he's showing 6. Overcharge can make it 8. Enthusiastic Harmonist can find 1. Sentinel can be 1. Like, Steven is absolutely presenting lethal this round.
Oh, man. Sean's hand on the other side is a pile of answers, and he gets to pick which answer to use. Frag Grenade could kill either of Steven's support characters. Docile Thug could eat the Sentinel. Overcharge might
Could be the
relevant.
last 2 damage.
Could be the last 2 damage. Battle Ready could be what Sean wants to use in order to find damage. There's so many choices here. Sean's going to go for a Docile Thug eating the Sentinel before it activates.
Yeah.
Pretty solid.
I'm hoping that he plays the Frag Grenades this round because I think he wants the blue dice.
I agree.
But if he just played Battle Ready on Chryssy and activated Chryssy, does he win the game?
It's likely. I don't know. 9 health isn't that much.
Yeah, he decided that that's not what would have happened, and I can't prove that it would be what happened.
Yep. So Sean's just going to activate Chryssy here and roll grand total of what? 2 damage?
Yeah, and those energy are draw 1, but we're
well past.
There's not that much game left.
Yeah, and Sean has like 8 cards, 7 cards, something in hand. That's not what this game is going to be about. Every turn matters. So Steven is going to play another Enthusiastic Harmonist. Now would be a reasonable time for a Frag Grenade like on the Contraband Dealer maybe. But Sean's going to pay 2 gems for a Docile Thug just trading with that Harmonist.
Okay, so now he has Battle Ready or Frag Grenades, gems still available.
Yep.
But if he does one of those, then he doesn't overcharge.
Yes, I agree. Radar Servo from Steven will modify his black blank dice into a modify 1, meaning Steven has, after he gets his modify in, 8 damage plus 1 to break a shield, so 9 damage.
Oh, there's a declaration of war. Just kill Radar Servo, shield Chryssy?
Yeah, because Steven has 9 damage. Sean's not dead. But what if Steven has an overcharge?
And this is an open decklist tournament, so Sean knows that there are overcharges in Steven's deck.
And let's be honest, Rylo EM-Urgent is always going to play 3 overcharge.
Yeah, but they're not going to play continued training, right?
Sure,
so once you
sure.
start seeing some weird stuff, you got to wonder where the give is.
Either way, I think Sean might have to play this round as though Steven has an overcharge in hand.
And he's kind of not doing so. He
Yeah.
had the opportunity to make a very defensive play here, and he opts to make more dice.
Okay. So Sean has some damage. He's going to take off EM-Urgent's shield. He's got, what, 4... modify 5, let's say 5 damage once he resolves his modify. I mean, he's got more dice to make. He's got Velmer's Circus, but he needs to not die.
Yeah.
So Steven's going to resolve his 2 mental damage, putting Chryssy to 8.
So that's still, even if Steven has an overcharge, he can modify to 5, overcharge to 7. So Steven has a little more, oh, he has 2 modify there. He can modify to 7, overcharge to 9.
Exactly.
So, okay, so Sean could be dead in 2 turns.
Sean's going to modify into damage.
And
we don't know that Steven has an overcharge. It's just the
right, we know Sean has an overcharge.
Yes. So Steven will draw 1 with that black dice.
Which really suggests that he does not have the overcharge. Because if you have lethal in 2, you probably do it.
Okay, yeah, I agree. Sean will resolve his 4 damage. Steven will modify 2. Steven's got 7 damage. Gracie's at 8.
Okay, and Declaration of War doesn't actually protect Sean. If there's an overcharge in Steven's hand, Sean is dead to rights. So, Sean has to play like there's not an overcharge in Steven's hand.
That's true. Okay.
So this is probably where you put a Battle Ready on your Docile Thug?
Maybe. Sean's eyeing that Declaration of War. He needs a shield. He thinks he needs a shield. Okay. Declaration will destroy that Enthusiastic Harmonist, shielding Chryssy.
Interesting. I don't
Steven
feel
will
like
take
that
off
does anything.
Chrissy's shield. Yeah, I agree. If there's an overcharge, it'll be for Xaxes right here.
Now, Sean can find lethal, but he probably can't find lethal through a dig in. Sean digs in.
Sean is
That
going
beats
to
overcharge.
dig in. And Steven does have the overcharge.
Oh,
Sean was right.
As advertised, Sean will just dig in. Oh, I... Dead to rights, I said. Oh, boy.
Okay, so Sean survives at 2 health after soul reading Steven's overcharge.
I've said this in Sean games before. I adore it when players play in a way I don't understand and get results.
Yeah.
This is incredible.
And Sean could just activate Chryssy, roll a bunch of damage, kill EM-Urgent.
Oh, man.
But we have a real game here. 5 health to 2. Sean gets to go first, which kind of eats into EM-Urgent's speed advantage.
Sean still did do a frag grenades, but that's the only...
Sean has frag grenades and overcharge in hand. Like...
But if Steven has a frag grenades, the game is over.
Sure.
You know, remind me.
Yeah.
How many times am I going to say this kind of thing?
All right, what do we get? We got 2
that looks like
damage.
2.
2 is not enough to make either overcharge or frag grenades lethal in one more action.
Man, aren't you so glad there aren't change the tides in this matchup?
Oh, that... Yes. Okay.
That's a frag grenades. That's an overcharge.
Yeah, there's a bunch of random stuff like a spray and pray and a battle ready that won't get played because Sean does not have the time.
Now, Steven's probably going to put an attachment on the EM-Urgent, activate it, and roll lethal.
And Mercurial costume is the meat that Steven was looking for.
Big one.
Red, green, black is a lot of dice. Now, Mercurial costume isn't like exciting by any means.
That is 4 damage into sabotage.
Yeah, but Sean's just gonna, or Steven's just gonna roll 4 damage right here in 3 different dice, and that's a lot.
This is.
I don't think Sean has a way out of this one. Just looking at his hand, right?
Oh man, yeah, it would take. They would take something like a take cover.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay, Sean doesn't have it, and that damage will defeat Chryssy. Congratulations, Steven. You are going on to the winner's match. Sean will be playing in the rebound match. That game was awesome and ended in such a cool way.
Man, I like watching Manifold. If you like watching Manifold, hit the like button. Tell your friends.
Tell your friends, seriously.
If you want to see every game that's coming, because you know... Soon, we're going to have Steven against Caden or Jordan. We're going to have Sean against Caden or Jordan, and that game's going to be a banger.
It really will. I'm excited to get there. We hope to see you there. Thank you for watching.